All right, what is going on YouTube? We are back with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about my top 5 favorite accessories under $50. All right, now the first item on my list that I wanna talk about are my Frokom. I think they're pronounced like that, Frokom, something like that. But my Frokom Handlebar and Mirrors. Now, I don't know how some of you guys ride around without handlebar mirrors or just mirrors in general. I did it for a while just to test it out, and it was honestly pretty terrible. It was so annoying having to consistently look behind me or over my shoulder just to see what's going on, especially with a bike like this that's got that crazy high-end speed and this crazy torque. The last thing I want to do is have to keep my eyes off the road and look behind me. But I do like these ones specifically because they're motorcycle grade, so the actual mirror itself doesn't vibrate much when you're hitting bumps and going at higher speeds, so it's just less problems to worry about. And I'm really in love with the build quality of them. They're made out of metal, so it makes the durability so much stronger, especially for me. Basically every single time I carry my bike into my house, my stairway is super narrow, so I'm basically always scraping this mirror against the hallway, but you know, it's holding on pretty easily. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I treat my bikes pretty badly, so that doesn't help. And the price for the mirrors are $19.98, so $19.98, which is, in my opinion, a great deal for what you get. Now moving on to the second item on my list, it's gonna be my Gineoo, I believe is how you pronounce it. Some of these words I really can't even get close to pronouncing, but let's go with Gineoo. My Gineoo Oversized Bike Seat. Now, especially with this bike, since it's dual battery, obviously the bike rides I can go on are extremely long range and extremely far, so having a comfortable seat is a must. Try riding around even 10 miles on a really narrow and hard seat. Your butt is just gonna be toast. I've tried it and it's pretty miserable. At some point, it really does feel like torture. So upgrade to this seat has easily been one of the best upgrades I've done so far. Now, one of my favorite things about this seat is how padded it is. It's gotta be at least like 3 inches of padding. It's super wide, which is amazing for me because it helps with my lower back pain, which is pretty terrible if you know anything about me. Now, the price for the seat on Amazon is $37.99, which is a great deal because some seats can get as expensive as $100. So this is a steal in my opinion. It does look a little weird, I'll admit. It just looks a little strange, but if you forget about that and just focus on comfort, this thing's an easy 10 out of 10. I love it so much. Now, moving on to my third item on the list, it's gonna be my Oz-USA Ebike Headlight. Now, I believe Oz-USA is the actual brand that makes the headlight. I don't know the actual version, if that makes sense, but I'll put that in the description either way. But this headlight was a huge upgrade for me, like huge. The stock headlight on this bike is definitely not adequate at all, in my opinion. So upgrading this has just made night riding so much easier and way more safer. Now, a huge plus, in my opinion, I think it looks pretty cool. I think it looks a lot cooler than the stock headlight. It's easier to mount. I think the mounting points are a lot stronger, because I know with the stock headlight, the mounting points were a little bit weak and they would kind of flop around everywhere when you hit bumps. And it's not as narrow. So when you turn the actual headlight on, it kind of spreads throughout at least like 6 feet each side. So it really lights up the whole road. Now the price of this headlight is $42.49 on Amazon, which is, again, is a great deal because you can get headlights that go up to $100, $200. And the best thing about this headlight is it's actually plug and play. Did I say plug and pay? Plug and play. Now, the problem with that is that means it's not gonna work for all e-bikes. Obviously, you have to check your connectors and check if your bike can handle the power of this headlight, but if it can, I highly recommend it. And even if it's not this headlight in specific, just any headlight in general is gonna be a huge benefit, especially if you ride a lot at night times. And you can get plenty of ones that are not plug and play for less than $50 on Amazon. I can actually pull over and show you guys right now. I have one that I used to use all the time. Let me see. Nope, it's in this pocket. Oh no. All right, but as you can see right here, this is the one I used to use all the time on Amazon. I think it's like $20 for a front headlight and a rear tail light. And these things work incredible. I mean, obviously you guys probably can't tell right now, but it's extremely bright. It's easy to attach. You can attach the handlebars right here. And you can get these things for like $20. But just in general, any headlight will do. Now moving on to my fourth item on the list, without a doubt, is gonna be my phone holder. Now the current phone holder I'm using is the quad lock phone holder. Now these ones tend to be a little bit more on the expensive side. I will admit, you can get ones for cheaper, like regular foam mounts you kind of screw in to close. You can get those for like 20 bucks on Amazon. But the reason I like this one is just ease of access. Now I will live and die by this freaking foam mount. I have ridden this thing on so many crazy bumpy rides. I've ridden it while going off-roading, and it never once has failed me. Now I will admit, this item is a little, it kind of pushes the $50 price range a little bit, because obviously you can buy the quad lock mount, which is right here, but you would also have to buy either a case for your phone or the sticky adhesive adapter, which is what I have, which I believe is like 30 bucks or like 20 bucks on Amazon, something like that. I'll pop up the actual price on the screen. So it kind of pushes that boundaries a little bit, but I still feel like if you want a phone holder that is super easy to attach and detach, without a doubt, quad lock is the way to go. Now my last item on the list might be a little controversial because it's not technically an accessory you can put on the bike, but you can put in the bike. And that's gonna be Flat Out. Now Flat Out is a liquid that or a sealant that you put in your tubes to basically patch up any flats you could possibly get while riding your e-bike. Now the one thing I can confidently say about Flat Out is it has saved so many of my rides and countless times. There'll be times where I'll come home and see there's a huge branch, not a huge branch, let me not get crazy, but there'll be like a little twig or a couple thorns or a nail. I've even had like a giant piece of plastic that's been like, I don't even know where it's from, but it got stuck in my wheel and didn't even notice it until I got home. Now, the cool thing about Flat Out, for me, is that you can take out these thorns, take out the nails, and just continue riding. You don't even have to replace the tube. Now, do I recommend you do replace the tube? Of course, but I never have. Now, the price that I paid for my little bottle of Flat Out was $19.99, which is such an incredible deal, especially if you're considering the fact that you wouldn't have to go through the hassle of either paying a mechanic to replace your tube or having to even buy another tube. So to me, it's a great steal. But just like that, that's gonna be the end of my list for my top 5 accessories for your e-bikes under $50. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.